Hello guys, I hope that whatever we discussed in the last class was clear to you. So we were discussing about poetry and certain kinds of functions that poetry performs in the society, how it sort of acts as a platform for us to think about other people's lives, other people's perspectives about life, and also helps us contemplate over various kinds of emotions, life philosophies and all. And we ended that video with a question where we said it's always fun to enjoy poetry and read it and feel emotionally connected to it, identify associations. But beyond that, as students of literature, most of the time we have to critically analyze them. We have to do hair split analysis of each line, each word, and see what kind of inner meaning the word could have, or what kind of connotations the line could have. So similarly, we are actually performing a kind of surgery on the poem. So I think many students would be like curious, why actually should we do this? Is it not enough to just enjoy poetry and take it in? Why is it necessary to critically analyze it? That's the question we are going to address in this present video. So this is a question, as I said in the last video, which has bugged me much when I was doing my masters. Even I had the same question, why should we spend so much time analyzing something which on one quick reading gives us a lot of pleasure, or personal associations, or glimpse into the lives of other people, the pains and traumas of other people, or the emotions of other people. Why should we actually invest ourselves into making it a very dull discourse or very complicated discourse? So not just poetry, take any discipline, for instance. Not discipline, take any kind of action. For instance, imagine construction maybe, or cooking maybe. So imagine that somebody cooks a dish, and they keep on cooking it the same way. It was very tasty, of course, so they kept on cooking it the same way. But imagine that somebody decided to do an analysis of what kind of elements go in there, and in what quantity they go in there. And imagine that this person on a really deep analysis and understands that increasing the amount of a certain particular kind of element, or decreasing the amount of a particular kind of element, or adding a bit more of some kind of an element, or probably like cooking it a bit less for a bit less time, or adding or maybe using a different kind of pot, maybe a metal pot. This actually made a subtle difference in the taste. So this kind of analysis actually betters the dish or improves the dish. So imagine that for centuries the dish remained the same and no additions or improvisations were there. It would have been very stagnant. No novelty would have been there. But this kind of questioning of that dish, or maybe questioning of poetry, or enriching poetry with meaning. Imagine that the poet wrote something. In the earlier times, the central question was, what could have the author intended? What could have the author intended? But present day poetry analysis does not look into that, but looks at what are the possible meanings of the poem. How can we read more meanings out of this poem? Or there could be many things which are taken for granted. Now, there is this notion that this author who is writing is not a very, perfect, need not be the owner of a perfect intellect. There could be prejudices that within the author which would have been reflected within the work. Maybe he has certain patriarchal inclinations which could be read in between the lines of the poem, or he could have affiliation to the imperialist forces which could be visible somewhere deep within the poem on a deeper analysis. So similarly, questioning that poem or questioning that work actually is enriching the meaning of that work. That is, there could be many things which go unnoticed, or there could be many things that are there in the background. That poem, which seems like just like a love poem to you, on a deeper analysis could reveal a lot about the gender relationships at that point of time. Or that poem which seemed like a very fun poem for children could actually reveal the kind of perception about childhood which was there at that time. Or maybe a poem which is very much about the beauty of nature could actually reveal the capitalistic notions of the people at that point of time, which was being covered with all these ornated nature worships. So similarly, when you get a poem which is a text in front of you, you analyze it not just to write very complex interpretations of it, but you're actually enriching the meaning of that poem. When you critically analyze it, you're questioning not just the poem but also the man behind that, who is actually a product of the cultural and political tensions of those times. Now imagine that a poet goes and writes romantic poetry. If the male member there is predominating, it definitely tells a lot about the kind of patriarchy which is prevailing at that point of time, doesn't it? Or imagine, take a dance form for instance. Take a dance form. In dance forms which are performed by women, for instance, a dance form is also a kind of artistic representation. In a dance form which is performed by women, are there very powerful physical body movements involved, or is it more subtle sway kind of body movements which are there? So what does that say about the gender relationships or the gender roles which were there when this dance form was conceived? So any form of art, if you're critically analyzing it, has actually potential to reveal a lot of the background workings which create that work of art. So that is one form of analysis, that is associating it with the social conditions, associating a literary work with the social conditions and enriching its meanings, or reading the prejudices or things which were left unnoticed by the author, or things which were taken for granted by the author. All these things, when we as literature students do it, we are actually questioning the text, enriching the meaning of that text, understanding more about the cultural background from which that text evolved. And that is in terms of content of the poem. But in the case of form also, you can see that at all times poetry was not the same. The form of poetry has actually updated itself according to the existing cultural situations. If meter and very complex vocabulary was essential to poetry at one point of time, nowadays free verse which is very closer to the heart, to the ordinary spoken language, is more preferred to poetry. So there has been this transformation where in the middle the lyrical ballads by Wordsworth and Samuel Taylor Coleridge came in. So there is this transformation in the form of articulation also when it comes to poetry. So in terms of content, you understood why it is important to analyze poetry critically. In the case of form also, it again, just like the dish that was cooked was improved, the study can actually improve the form also. When an author sees that there is a critique of or an added suggestion that this could have been better, so in the next work it could be more musical, or the words could be more closer to the ordinary everyday life. So similarly, the critique of form and vocabulary also improves the work. So anything that is not criticized or updated with more interpretations becomes stagnant. So it is the duty of us literature students to look into the deeper meanings of those poems, to question them, to understand more about the societies which created these poems, or maybe update the modes of representation, forms of representations, and keep it alive so that the upcoming generations would again enrich it with more meaning and understand more about the past through these writings. So most of the time, to understand people's subjectivities, understand the personal lives and emotional lives of people, such representations like poetry and fiction are the only way. You can read newspaper reports or history textbooks about the past, but you never know what were the personal lives of those people, what were the emotional lives of those people. So just through, or what were the worldviews of those people, how those people looked at life at that point of time, how they looked at relationships, how they looked at economy. All those things you can understand through these kinds of works, through literary works. And that's why literary studies is very important, and especially the analysis and study of poetry is very important. So this is a process, this is an ongoing process, so you guys are becoming part of it, so all the best. So in the coming class I'll tell you how to analyze. Now we understood why to analyze poetry. Now in the coming video we'll be discussing how to analyze poetry, and after that we'll go into each and every poem separately. Okay, so for the time being I'll conclude. Thank you for listening, guys. I hope you guys are keeping safe. Thank you very much. Take care.